So the crypto market has been dumping ever so slightly. Bitcoin is dumping a little bit more, and really all of the altcoins are crashing. So
Hello? Test, bro. Yes, I think it should be working now. Hello? Yeah, let's go. Finally. What was this? I don't know. But anyways, this took a very long time. The reason was my whole computer was just glitching because of the dump, probably. No, but I needed to restart my PC, and right now everything just started glitching. So very unfortunate. However, I was just outside, away from home, and I saw that the markets were crashing
so
up
the
so
crypto
quick.
market
So
has been dumping.
I instantly recorded this video and went home because it's absolutely crucial to watch the markets at this moment. I've said it before. Um, I'm gonna be paying a lot of attention into the market, even in the slightest dump, which we are seeing. I just want to be prepared. I want to be prepared. I want to analyze the market, and right now, sorry, didn't you tell to lower your TP? on ETH going to... no, I don't think it will be going to 3,200. And I've been taking small profits already. I've been telling you a little bit of a correction is going to be inevitable on the way to the upside. Now, I don't know when it's going to be happening. I don't know when it's going to be happening. That's why I've already been starting to take slight profits. Of course, always in hindsight, you would like to have realized even more profits, but you know, you can't do that right now anymore. I've been realizing a little bit of profits, and what I see in the market right now is actually pretty clear. I've got a pretty good clear direction in the market. First of all, there's things with Bitcoin, and there's things with altcoins. There's things on chain happening. There's things for the longer term happening. But let's just all start with Bitcoin and then go towards altcoins, then go into the other stuff, you know? Let's start with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, I think, is giving us a pretty clear direction in the market. First of all, we've got another fake out over here. Okay, we've got another fake out. You know, depending on how you want to be drawing it, if you want to be really extending it further, in this case, we're getting just another retest. The crazy thing is, in my opinion, we are trading in a clear bull market and we're just shaking out. It's not really an easy market yet over here, but really interestingly, I've said this morning in the update video, Bitcoin does this pretty often. I do not really care about a little bit of a shakeout in a shorter time frame. I mean, what we're just getting is a bit of a shakeout on the downside, grabbing off the downside liquidity, then moving to the upside again, looking like it was gonna break out to the upside, really looking very bullish, and then moving back to the downside again. Still, if you just skew the trend lines a bit, might be looking like we're just retesting it, and after that, Bitcoin does this a lot in a bull market, then just move to the upside anyways, while the market data is looking very bullish, while the data is looking very good, while all of the liquidity is literally sitting above us. So that is still what I'm going to be expecting. I'm still going to be expecting another move to the upside. So maybe a lot of people are panicking right now, but I do not think right now is going to be the time to be panicking. Even during this breakout over here, it was even more crazy. It was even crazier because during this breakout we got a perfect breakout on the hourly candles on the 4-hour time frame, but we got an even longer consolidation. Literally everyone during this stage over here started to panic. Everyone was starting to doubt this pattern breakout. Everyone was starting to think, oh, it's just a fake out. We're going to be headed lower again. And in the end of the day, we just started to create another consolidation pattern, then broke that one out to the upside and blasted off to the upside. Right now, well, doesn't it look kind of similar, but just on the lower time frames? Maybe potentially we're just seeing our valid breakout right now. Everyone is just doubting this breakout because of this, dump which is happening, right? We're just seeing more consolidation. Everyone is going to be doubting it, but then still in the end of the day, reverse it to the upside and still in the end of the day see another leg to the upside. I mean, it does make a lot of sense, right? With the data still looking bullish, with the liquidity still sitting at the top side, with also altcoins dumping ever so slightly. We'll be going over that in a second, but it does make a lot of sense. I do not think right now is going to be the time to be getting bearish or to be doubting the Bitcoin price or to be panicking. Nothing like that. I do not think right now is going to be the time to be doing that. We'll be going over the exact charts a bit later. I've also got some very interesting data, some on-chain data, and all of that. We'll be going over that in a second, but I do not think right now is going to be the time to be panicking. That is why I'm still very comfortable myself in this Bitcoin position in even a loss over here, minus 3K, and also on these altcoin positions, for example, AVAX minus 5K, Aptos minus 7.5K, Sui minus 8.5K. Yes, okay, these other positions are definitely making up for it, but we are definitely in some positions, in some losses, but I am very comfortable. I'm not panicking yet right now. I do think we are still getting a very clear direction in the market, very good opportunity. And what I will be saying is that, guys, if you're seeing this right now, you're not seeing me panicking. You're still doing, I'm doing this clear analysis still. If you're seeing this, all I'm gonna say is you can literally get even better entries in the market right now as I currently have in the market. That is the thing which I will be saying. Of course, I'm not gonna be saying you should be entering the market right now, but I will only be saying if you're just watching this, probably I myself am going to be pretty confident that in 2 weeks time we're going to be headed even higher than the current levels. So if you're watching this and you see me currently in the loss, and I myself am pretty confident that in 2 weeks time we're going to be headed higher, well then you're going to be making even more gains. That's all I'm going to be saying. Of course, you need to be doing your own analysis, you need to do your own research and all of that. I cannot tell you what to do, but yeah, it's the only thing I'll be saying. I'm not going to be panicking right now. That's not what I'm going to be doing. Yes, we have been talking about the worst case scenario in the market. The worst case scenario is still there. In my opinion, is going to be to fill up that gap over here. To fill up the CME gap, and let me quickly position it right. Yeah, this is going to be that worst case scenario in the market. It would literally to come back down to the 114k level. Will I be panicking then? No, because my liquidation price for this Bitcoin trade here is sitting at the 106.7k level, and for these altcoin positions, well, I also do not think I'm going to be getting liquidated. If, for example, Sui or Aptos is going to be moving in close to my liquidation price, I will be adding to it just slightly, so I will not be getting liquidated. Just slightly, so I have this breathing room for the CME gap to be getting filled and then move up higher. This is absolute worst case scenario. I am prepared for it and I will be acting on it accordingly. I'm not going to be worried at all. I still do think we're going to be headed higher. I do not think the market has been getting overheated yet. Still, that is what the analysis is telling me. That is what the charts are telling me. I do still think we're going to be headed higher. We are again lagging behind slightly that global liquidity, and the global liquidity has still been moving exponentially to the upside. So I'm just going to be following my analysis. I'm just going to be following the charts. The charts are telling me a very clear story. People are panicking. I can see it again in my comments. I can see it again everywhere. The sentiment is getting bearish again. And on top of that, the Bitcoin funding rates, I've been telling you, they've been getting slightly higher, right? Over on Qcoin, they've been getting slightly higher, and over on OKX. OKX, it has been hitting the 0.025% mark. On all of the other exchanges, still neutral. But right now, it's back at the neutral level, 0.01% mark over on OKX. Qcoin, even below the 0.01% mark. Coinbase, also even below the 0.01% mark. So this is looking very good in my opinion. Majority is starting to short again. This is exactly what we want during the current market movement. And everybody is literally starting to panic during this time. So I do not really care. I do not really care about this dump which we are seeing. Even if, guys, even if this thesis here is not going to be playing out, and indeed we're not going to be seeing another leg to the upside, I think eventually we will. And I have some statistics and some data to prove this to you guys. But I think eventually we will break out to the upside. Now, very interesting. This is it for Bitcoin, okay? This is it for Bitcoin. But I think the real opportunity will be with altcoins. Now, yes, I do think it's very nice, actually, that we're seeing a bit of a consolidation on the weekly time frame for Ethereum. Look, I've been scaling out just ever so slightly for my Ethereum position here, ever so slightly, right? I've been taking a little bit of profits. It's not much, because still, if we just compare it with my unrealized gains and my realized gains, it's still just 10%, something around that. It's 20%. So still not much. I didn't take any significant amount of profits yet. I still do think we're going to be headed higher. But of course, it's always good to take a little bit of profits. But I think yeah, looking at the weekly candles here, it wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad to see one weekly candle of consolidation. Then, for example, after this weekly candle of consolidation, then a huge candle to the upside, and then moving back to the downside because of a rejection. Then another week of consolidation here. So in total, 3 weeks of consolidation. And after that, we would see a big move to the upside. I would definitely not be surprised to see something like that. And if we're going to be overlaying something like that, well, let me quickly create some bar patterns from the past. For example, it would be something like this, right? Then in that case, we would be, oh shit, like this. We would be seeing something like this. Where right now, we're getting a rejection. Okay, this is a red candle right now. Then after that, it's still a green candle, but we got a severe rejection by the 4K level. And then after that, we're just going to be slowly grinding up. We're going to be breaking above, and then we're going to be seeing a huge candle. Oh, you can't see it clearly over here. I would not be surprised to see something like that, and I'm definitely going to be anticipating that. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance increasing ever so slightly, looking very good. Guys, we have had an increasement over here as well. We've got a rising wedge formed, and then we broke even lower. I'm not worried. Right now, it's just looking like we're just again creating some kind of a bear flag, or maybe also a rising wedge formation, just a slightly bigger one. I think after this formation, we're going to be moving down to the downside even further. I've been telling you, okay, nothing ever goes down in a straight line. Nothing ever goes up in a straight line. Keep this in mind. It's a market. It's not just a shit coin. It is a pretty big market, and nothing will go up in a straight line. Nothing will go down in a straight line. People will take some of their profits. This is exactly what will be happening during a market like this. I'm going to be having a look into some other altcoins in a second, but what I think is going to be very interesting for Ethereum, and let me load this up on the weeks chart because I will be trading this over on weeks. Well, if we're going to be pulling up the Ethereum chart on the hourly time frame, by the way, keep in mind, on my weeks account, I'm also still 77k in a profit on this Ethereum position, which we have been perfectly opening up all publicly. Anyways, what I really like about the hourly candles on the weeks chart, on the Ethereum chart, if I pull out some trend lines, well, you can have a look into a level of resistance over here. At the same time, you can be drawing this level of support. Guys, what is this? It's a falling wedge pattern. If you have been following me for a longer time, you of course already know I absolutely love falling wedge patterns. I love it. I love it. I like it so much, I will be trading it again. Even though my entry price was sitting at a 2.4k level, even though my entry price is all the way down, if I'm going to be entering even more on this trade, my entry price will be brought up by so much because I'm already up plus 500%. It will be pretty risky to be adding on this position. Well, it's not risky, but it would be pretty unfortunate if I'm going to be adding. We're going to be seeing a huge dump and then a huge crash, and I'm just going to be losing out on my perfect entry I've got over here. If you have been trading for longer, you exactly understand what I'm talking about. But anyways, I love falling wedge patterns, especially in the bull market. They always tend to be so accurate. However, what I still would like to say is that, yeah, opening up this falling wedge pattern, we've still got some more breathing room. We can still reach this level of support. Heck, we can even see a liquidity grab down below. And I definitely do think that could be happening. In that case, we could even be going all the way to the 3.6k level, which is still quite a move to the downside. But if we're going to be seeing that move to the downside, what I think might be happening is we might be creating a little bit of an RSI, bullish divergence on that hourly time frame. I think it might be happening over here, looking like it could be happening. And if it will be happening and we're going to be bouncing from support, I will definitely be adding even more to my VX trade on Ethereum. I will be the first one to open up this position. I'm definitely still bullish at this current level. We have already been having a look into Bitcoin. I think this is just going to be a massive trap. And for Ethereum, it's going to be an even bigger trap, because I think in the end of the day, Bitcoin dominance is still going to be moving even further to the downside. We're just creating a bit of a maybe bear flag at this moment, or also just another rising wedge, which is just going to be the opposite pattern of this falling wedge, which we are creating for Ethereum. All in all, looking very good for the altcoins. All in all, looking very good for Ethereum. People are panicking, but I am not going to be panicking at this moment. I will be adding even more into my trades. I think it will be a perfect opportunity and perfect time coming up over here. So do not get worried, okay? I'm screaming a bit, but I just think it's going to be so important. On top of that, I'm going to be having even more data that I've been bookmarking. Just right now, I've been scrolling a bit while I was away from home. I've been scrolling a bit over on X, and I have all of these bookmarks to talk about, which are going to be very important for all of the prices. So yeah, I've been scaling out over here, and this is exactly it. This is exactly it, where I've been scaling out for in case something like this would be happening. Maybe you can be approaching it like a bull flag pattern even. Maybe you can be approaching it like a falling wedge pattern. All in all, I think this is going to be a massive trap. You should not be panicking right now, and you should be staying level-headed. And I mean, scaling out at the tops, and we'll be scaling in again during this dip, which we are literally creating right now. The market is moving even lower. So let's have a look at the 1 minute. Yeah, there you go. You can see in markets moving even lower. So I'm not going to be panicking. That's all I'm going to be saying. I'm going to be buying this. And let's get into the next alpha, because I'm just repeating myself right now. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Yeah, during this falling wedge pattern for Ethereum, I think Ethereum can be bouncing a lot to the upside if we break this falling wedge pattern now to the upside. Or like if we still would trade inside, okay, do not enter positions right now, because we can also just be seeing a huge dump and move lower, okay? Just break below it. That's going to be a possible scenario. So do not enter the positions right now. Just wait for this breakout and wait for a falling wedge breakout, okay? That's going to be our confirmation. But if we break this Ethereum falling wedge out to the upside, well, on top of that, we're also going to be having all of these other trades. And by the way, I need to set up some more entries on Sui. So I'll be doing that right now, just in case the market makers are going to be trying to liquidate us, which I do not want to be happening, because I think we're going to be moving even further to the upside. Guys, for the newcomers, well, maybe you might be saying, oh, haha, you're in a loss right now. But I guarantee, or not guarantee you, but I'm very confident that in the coming few weeks, I will be in a bigger profit than you would have imagined. So I'm pretty confident about the market right now, and that's why I'm going to be entering another Sui trade. Last time it barely didn't get entered. Right now I do think it might, if we're going to be moving and headed even down lower. Right, Sui trade already entered over there. I'll be updating it in a platinum group in a second. But right now this is just very important. This is just going to be, oh, by the way, Aptos absolutely moving to the downside. What am I gonna do? I'm not going to be panicking. I'm going to be adding even more. That is the name of the game. Not panicking during dumps, actually staying level ahead and just executing your plan. So it's all going to be another 20k margin. I would be very blessed if we're going to be entering it. Quite honestly, I would be very blessed. Let's also do one on AFAX, because just in case, just in case. I mean, I would not mind entering a little bit more at this current moment. I would not mind it at all. And for all of the people saying, oh, yeah, I knew it. You shouldn't have entered over there. Well, I mean, I'm just going to be adding. What do I care? There's this many positions as well, which are in a profit. So what do I care? I do not really care, to be honest. So let me also enter over here. There we go. And also I would like to enter even more over on ENA. And this one is over here. 22.3. I would also like, Trump has announced about tariffs. Okay, that might be, I'll be having a look into that in a second. First, I'm just going to be entering these trades, setting these limit orders, then create a quick video. Then I'll have a look into that. ENA, I also want to be entering a bit more. Why? Because I've only got 10k margin and it's been performing very well in the past, right? I do think it will continue to do so. It's sitting at a massive level of support right now, actually. So what I'll do is enter another 10k right now and place another 20k order down lower. So there we go, 10k added right now. And where should we put our second order? Like at 40 cents, right? 41 cents, something around that. And there we go. All right. Then am I missing anything? I don't think so, right? Maybe like Pepe. Should we be adding into Pepe? I don't think right now yet. Okay, so let me quickly upload a video for the Platinum group. Because in a Platinum group, you can be following all of my trades, everything I'm doing absolutely in real time. So yeah, make sure to be doing that. Okay, the market is pulling back ever so slightly. I'm currently live streaming and I've been doing some things with my trades. Now, very important, first of all, you need to understand that I think Ethereum is going to be developing a falling wedge over here, and I still will be generally bullish. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is just increasing ever so slightly. I think we might be forming a little bit of a bear flag pattern or maybe a rising wedge pattern. Let's have a look into that, how that is going to be developing. However, I've been adding some more positions over here. First of all, over on ENA, it has been coming back to my entry price. So I've been adding another 10k, making it a 20k margin right now already. And I've also added another 20k margin order over here at my liquidation price. So I will not be getting liquidated over here. On top of that, I've been doing the same exact thing over on AVAX. I've also been adding even more margin at my liquidation price, 20k margin added at 22.3 cents. So yeah, making sure I'm not going to be getting liquidated on that AVAX trade. Now on top of that, same exact thing with Aptos. I've also added a 20k margin order all the way down below here. If it loads up here, 4.9. So this one will also not be getting liquidated. Now also the SUI trade, same exact thing. Okay, I'm gonna load it quickly up and it's at 3.6. Sorry, where? Oh, it actually already got entered. Oh, very nice. The trade was just below the previous wick. It was 3.65. Okay, so I've also entered even more on that SUI trade, 3.65. So very good, very nice. It's right now a 40k margin. Just gonna be uploading it ASAP right now. I think it's very important to upload it. I think we're just seeing a liquidity flush out. All of the reasons why the market is looking good are currently still standing. Funding rate still very low. And yeah, I will be doing a more detailed update video later about what's currently happening in the market, because I do think it's absolute madness what is going on right now. Nothing to be worried about in my opinion. Yes, Bitcoin just pulling back even more over here, but I do think it's going to be a massive fake out again, and in the end of the day, we are going to be seeing a big breakout to the upside regardless. That is what I've been saying in the past couple of days, right? I'm just going to be opening up my Bitcoin position prematurely because I think we're going to be headed to the upside anyways. So yeah, just uploading this video right now, and make sure to join my live stream, and I will be doing a bigger update video a bit later, talking about all of the signals I am seeing in the market a bit later. All right, there we go, just uploading that right now. There we go. So pretty nice. Already entered the SUI trade. SUI trade has already been entered. That's very nice actually, because it's also been bouncing already. I mean, I do hope not many of you guys have been getting liquidated because of this wick, because I do think it's quite a nasty wick, no? Isn't it? And yeah, guys, everything is just falling now. Everything is just falling, but like I've said, I think will be a massive opportunity. I think will be a massive... let me take off this shirt, this sweater, because it's getting very hot right now. yeah, the market is getting pretty heated. So let's go. Let's have a look into the trades. Minus 15, minus 11, still plus 22. ENAM back at entry on though. Pretty good. Pepe also good. ETH, very good. Love of Fire Sale just broke above 3.5. Broken above 3.5. It's not below 3.5. But I get what you mean. It broke above this, below this support, but that is what I've been talking about, right? It can still break below. We just need to see it bounce back up and then create this wick below. I'm actually wondering that will it create an RSI bullish divergence if we get back up? No, actually not, because RSI hasn't been that oversold. Maybe on like the 30-minute. No, actually also not. Okay, this is very interesting. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Is this going to be a fake out, or is this going to be a real shakeout, like where I should be worried about with my positions that I've currently got running? What do you guys think? Is it going to be a very big thing or not? There's something about tariffs, which I've just heard, right? So somebody was calling about it. Okay, this tariff news, is that the reason why it's selling off? Will you be getting... I actually bought some this morning, man. I wonder what it's doing. It's probably dumping, right? But, you know, this is the game, guys. You shouldn't be panicking during these dumps, you know? This is the game. Like, if you've been buying a bit, okay, cool. But, you know, you shouldn't be, like, panicking because of you should actually embrace it. You should actually love it. During these times, during these massive dumps, that have been actually the times where I've been making majority of my profits. It's not like you might think it's your exit which is making your profit, but it's actually majority your entry. If you're getting a good entry in the market, that's majority of your profits. That's gonna be majority of your gains. Bro, this dump is gonna go for 3,300, 3,200 even for ETH. Well, if it will happen, guess I'm just gonna be buying it a lot, you know? That's the thing, that's the name of the game. But I don't think it will drop that low, in my complete honest opinion. Just having a look into the chart for ETH here, okay? Having a look into the chart for ETH. Well, I think what we might be doing over here is just a little bit of a range being created. Maybe this is going to be the range, or this over here is going to be the range. Would make sense if this is going to be the range, doesn't it? Because we have a middle line level of support here. We've got a middle line level of support here. Still, this support is holding, okay. Maybe it's going to be like a bull flag, bigger bull flag. It doesn't look very good though, because of this move here. You see? Like this would make sense, and then boom. Next week up. You know? But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that this should be the time where we want to be entering. This shouldn't be the time where we want to be panicking, thinking, oh, right now it's going to be over. No, I am going to be buying more. This is what I've been showing you, right? I've been buying more. I've been setting some limit orders. If we're going to get filled, great. Great. I think in the coming few weeks, we're going to be headed higher. Now, another thing which I want to be saying, this is actually perfect that we are dumping right now during the stream, because right now I can do some live analysis. What you want to be looking for right now, the coins which you want to be buying are probably the coins which are behaving the strongest. For example, let's go on the hourly, which ones are still holding up relatively strong. Pump fund token, I guess that's because it has already been dumping a lot. But Bitcoin holding up very well. I guess that's because of the Bitcoin dominance still holding up well. But what are some coins which are still holding up well? No coin. Is everything dumping? Really, is everything dumping? It's also Sky. Ethereum is holding up relatively well. Literally, is everything dumping and taking a shit that much? Like, I was thinking Solana was holding up a bit better, right? No? But anyways, everything is just taking a shit. Let's have a look on the 24-hour time frame. I mean, Flare, but I don't really like the fundamentals of Flare. Is Cardano holding up well? Look, Pudgy Penguins still up on the day. Pudgy Penguins is still up on the day. Like, have a look into this, these things, you know? Really be buying the strength. Litecoin is still up. Nah, not up, but minus 1.4. So it's a strength. Ethereum is also still strength, showing strength. Anyways, another interesting thing is that the Ethereum ETFs have been seeing inflows, while Bitcoin ETFs have been seeing outflows. And what is the majority? Where are the majority of the inflows coming from? It's from BlackRock. BlackRock is heavily accumulating, has been heavily accumulating, even over here. So I think, like, we should not be panicking, guys. We shouldn't be panicking at this current level. Let's have a look at what the funding rates are doing in real time. I got my orders for ETH at 3,300. Well, in the case of 3,300, that would be like, I think realistically, the lowest we could really be going. I mean, I'm gonna be more expecting a range here, maybe like I said, this consolidation here, or like this drawing more kinda. This consolidation here, and then a break to the upside, maybe a liquidity grab, touch that 39.50, you know, something more like this, you know, some kind of a range being formed, and then move up to the upside. Maybe create a pattern here, some ascending triangle, and then move to the upside. I'm more gonna be expecting some kind of a scenario like this. I'm not going to, like, 3,300, you know, that's still so low. Do we think we're gonna be moving all this low? 3,300. It is a previous range though, right? 3,300. I mean, yeah, we have been seeing these swings in the past. Do you guys think it's the beginning of a bigger correction here, or just a small panic dump? Because I think a lot of people are actually panicking indeed, no? Who is panicking here? Who is panicking? Who thinks we're going to be headed lower? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the live chat. Who do you think we're gonna... this is just the beginning of a big dump? Or who thinks that we should be capitalizing on this? And we should be buying now? Or am I absolutely stupid for buying now? Are we gonna be headed lower? I am panicking. I'm chilling. Just a pullback for a reset. Then 5k, yeah, maybe. Such an overreaction. I'm panicking. Correction from what those... Yeah. I think it's a bounce on the 20 moving average for most altcoins. Nothing else. Bounce back. Big pullback. Panicking. The dump are always hard each time. Test the CME gap. Just because you think, yeah, if you're already aware of a dump, then you're not panicking, of course. If you already think we're gonna be headed lower, then you're not gonna be panicking. Everyone dumping today, panic dump because of new what? I'm buying more dump. Okay, I'm gonna create a poll because it's pretty 50-50, it looks like. Are we headed lower, or what are we doing? Buying now or waiting for lower prices? Or like selling, or like shorting now? Or like, what can we do even more? Like, shorting now for lower prices. Like minus 20%. Right? Minus 20%. Or like, what is 3,300? How much is it? It's like, yeah, minus 10%. So still minus 10% from these levels. Oh, it's too long. Yeah, that's pretty important. Shorting now. There we go. What an advanced poll this time. What are we doing? Start a poll. What an advanced poll. We closed an hourly candle. Also a 4-hourly candle, no? Oh no, not yet. So hourly candle closed. All the way below here. What's pretty interesting is that no bullish divergences actually. No bullish divergences. Because still, the RSI wasn't quite that oversold yet. But on the 4-hour, we are indeed seeing a hidden bullish divergence. So let's see. Let's have a look into the votes. Okay, it's pretty 50-50 on the buying now or waiting for lower prices. Look, if you're scared that we're gonna drop more, but you also do not want to miss out on the gains now. For example, if we would bounce. Because I think this is kind of a scary situation, you know, for most people. Like, are you gonna buy now or really wait for these lower prices? If you think really the price can realistically drop even lower to like 3,300, 3,200, what I would always do myself, I can't tell what you should be doing, but then I would myself just get in slightly, like 10% maybe now, and just set your limits down below. So if we would drop even lower, then you're gonna get filled. You're gonna average your entry down. You're not gonna get the perfect entry, but at least you would have not had the opportunity cost in the case where we're gonna bounce even higher. Then at least you're already positioned and involved just slightly right now. Actually, I'm gonna text my mom right now one thing, because she asked me about an update, and I'm gonna tell her something about the crypto market now. I can't tell you what I'm gonna tell her about what to do now, but there we go. W advice, bro. It's not advice. I'm not giving out advice, bro. I'm not giving out advice here. That's the thing. Please do not look at me and think, oh, this guy knows the answer to all of the problems. This guy is a genius. This guy has been making so much money. This guy has been making me so much money. Do not look at me like that way, you know? Look at me and think, oh, this guy has some interesting analysis. This guy has some interesting theses. I'm gonna use and have a look into his thesis, and I'm gonna really critique it myself, have a look into it myself. Do I think it's true? What can I pick from his analysis, which I think is pretty smart? And then create your own analysis. Maybe you can use some things from my analysis, but then you need to look and create your own analysis. You need to create your own opinions about the market. You need to do it yourself. I'm not going to be doing it for you, even when I'm literally giving out the free trades. And exactly what I'm doing with my trades in my Platinum group, which is free to join, by the way. Even though I'm doing all of that, and I'm literally sharing you what I'm doing in absolute real time, Well, even though I'm doing all of that, you shouldn't be following me directly, blindly. Okay, that's not very smart. I'm just sharing everything to be helping you guys, not to be like for you guys to be blindly following me and blindly trade with me. And you know, because whatever happens, maybe I'm gonna get liquidated, but maybe I'm gonna make a super big profit. I think that's going to be more likely. But still, like in a case of a liquidation, well, I'm not going to be responsible if I'm being completely honest, you know? That's the thing. Like, I'm not going to be responsible for your guys' profits, but also not for your losses. I just want to be putting it out there. I think it absolutely needs to be said, because there's going to be some guys over here that will blindly follow me. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Learn yourself. Yes, man. How much ROI? I'm not sure, because yesterday we were actually pretty up, you know? We were actually, on most of the altcoin positions, we were like moving up again, making some nice gains. And right now, we are just moving down all the way, you know? Sui is really bouncing back nicely. It's pretty crazy. Sui has been like the worst performer for the past, you know, days. Right now, just added at almost the exact bottom, and it looks to be bouncing back up. Let's see. Let's not be too hopeful just yet. Shake out the weekends. Let's see. Let's have a look into the poll. Because, okay, what are we doing here? Buying now, 40%. Waiting for lower prices, 50%. And 10% is shorting now. Waiting for lower prices, at least 10% lower. So, okay, that's pretty interesting. Still, like over 50% is at least not buying here yet. And also, the funding rates are pretty much indicating the same exact thing. Let's track the funding rates, how they will be doing. My personal analysis is the exact opposite. Well, you're printing now. All I'm gonna say. Okay, let's see in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, at how much this account value will be. Right now, I'm still up. You know, I'm still up myself, even though we're dumping. I'm still up. I'm still up massively. So yeah, let's see. Why everything dumps so hard? Well, I think also because of some news, right, from the tariffs. But then actually, let's have a look into some macro stuff. Some charts which might be shocking you. Because I really like to have a look into on-chain analysis. This is like an edge you can be having, because on the blockchain you can literally aggregate all of the information you're getting because of all of the transactions, which are all recorded on a public ledger. You can be doing some analysis with all of these transactions, which you cannot be doing with any other market. You cannot be doing this with the stock market. You cannot be doing this with the oil market. You cannot be doing this with any other of the markets. But you can be doing this in crypto, because every transaction is recorded on a public ledger. Of course, there's going to be some centralized exchanges, etc. But even this, you can also be monitoring. Even this, you can also be publicly tracking. So that's why I love on-chain analysis to be having a look into. By the way, smash up that like button. Even though if you're bearish right now, if you're bullish right now, just smash up that like button. Would really appreciate it. But first of all, we've got the peak signal only appearing at major market tops, and it hasn't shown. So it's suggesting we're not in a peak yet. So would it be safe to realize, if we are not thinking that the bull market top is in yet, we would still remain to hold our market structure. We're still going to be holding this parabolic move. And in that case, I still do not think we're going to be headed below the 106K level, because we're going to be holding this market structure, right? moving below the 106k level would mean we're losing market structure, and we would be losing this parabolic move. Well, would it be safe to say, if I still do think we're going to be holding market structure because of the macro environment, because in the macro time frame I do not think a top is in yet, well, would it be safe to say that eventually, regardless of what's going to be happening with the short-term noise, that my Bitcoin position will at least be in a profit in a month's time from now? Well, I think it would be pretty safe to say that, if I'm being honest. That's my personal analysis. So that is why I'm not going to be worried, for me, because of some shorter-term price action which we are seeing. That's going to be my personal analysis. Now, this is only the first chart that we're having, indicating that, yeah, the peak signal has not been getting hit. On top of that, I've also got to show you this CoinGlass top indicators. This one is also very interesting, bull market peak indicators. While some of you guys might be panicking, literally 0 out of the 30 bull market peak indicators have been getting hit. This is like an aggregation of all of the bull market top indicators. During the last bull market, 30 out of the 30 hit. Right now, 0 out of 30 hit. So I do not think any kind of a top is in yet. If we're going to be having a look into a realistic top target, well, I think once we're going to be coming into this range over here, would be pretty safe to say it would be nice to start take some profit. Now, last bull market, we entered even above the peak. We entered above the peak. So that would mean we could still go above this range. Okay, it's not an exact indicator. It's not going to be exactly predicting the top. But I think it would be pretty safe to say to start to take some profits from this range, 139k to the 162k level. So, yeah, I'm going to be just buying over there. This is also pretty interesting. I would expand the target in the zone between 131 and 139. So yeah, anyways, this has been my target already since the beginning, pretty much from above the 100, from around 130 till 160. This is kind of the range, right? Which I'm expecting the prices to top, and also where I'm already going to be taking some profits at. Some people might think 200. Some people are going to be calling me crazy. Some people will say we're going to go to millions this cycle. But also about that, I've got some interesting data. Anyways, so should we really be panicking about the shorter time movement, which we're seeing right now? Should we be panicking because of this loss, which we are seeing minus 12k at this moment, by this dump which we're initiating? Well, I do not really think so. I do not think we should be worried about this. I think in the end of the day, we're going to be headed even higher, even though prices are dumping, even though in the short term, it looks like we're going to be headed even lower. I do not think we should be panicking, and I think this is going to be a great, great opportunity to buy. We've been talking about some levels for Ethereum, right? I think this range is going to be good to have a look into, and also this level of support over here, but just wicking below it and probably moving up. Like, let's see, or like this level of support over here. So let's also draw that one out. I think these are going to be the important levels to really have a look into for the shorter term Ethereum price action. Anyways, I've got some more interesting data because also yesterday, well, it doesn't really matter anymore that much, but guess who is filing for an Ondo ETF? And guess who is also backing Ondo pretty much? Because BlackRock is backing kind of, you know, BlackRock is kind of backing Ondo. I'm just bullish on Ondo in a larger time frame over here. I'm just very bullish. Right now it's dumping slightly, but I think it will be a great opportunity, and I'm still just sitting in my long, and it's still in the profit. So that's what I like to see. Anyways, yesterday it's been seeing a little bit of a dump because of that, a little bit of a pump because of that. Right now it's back down. So yeah, just do whatever you want with that. Anyways, this is a pretty interesting tweet I saw this morning, in my opinion. Fred Krueger has asked AI this prompt. If you had to guess an exact date of when Bitcoin will reach $1 million US, what would it be? You have to give one date. ChatGPT says 2029. Claude said 2032. Grok said 2030. Grok 3 said 2032. And then Gemini said 2033. So all very powerful models. I mean, can we really trust this blindly? I do not think so. But it's pretty interesting because my prediction would also align pretty close to that. My prediction would also align at around 2030, around this level. So yeah, maybe like this is not really going to be relevant by the shorter time frame drop over here. But I do think it will be relevant in the end of the day because I myself, my strategy in the end of the day will just be to accumulate a lot more Bitcoin every single day for the longer time frame. Because I do think in the end of the day, Bitcoin is the best form of money. In the end of the day, it is going to be reaching millions, literally. So if you're just buying every day, you're going to be a millionaire. I mean, that's what I personally think, and that's what I'm doing myself. I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm going to be buying Bitcoin every day, not right now at this part of the cycle anymore. I'm rather going to be buying some altcoins to generate even more Bitcoin. That's my end goal. I want more Bitcoin. I'm trading assets, I'm trading cryptos, all for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the end asset. Like, you want to have your Bitcoins. That's what you want to have. Have a look into this crazy video over here. It's I think already a little bit old because I've been seeing it also a month ago, but it's pretty interesting. 86,000 US dollars have turned into 1 million US dollars. This is the power of just buying 30 US dollars worth of Bitcoin. I mean, realistically speaking, not everyone watching this, but I think majority of the people that are watching this can save up a little bit more, can like try to not make that one purchase you're doing once every month, you know, try not to buy that coffee, and then already save up like $30 by just making slight changes in your life. And if you're literally doing that, and just instead of making these dumb decisions, like dumb purchases every day on your daily life, you know, just put that in the market, and you can be having probably in the long run some kind of a similar result as this. Of course, no financial advice, but that is at least what I will be doing. I will not be making any like stupid purchases. Yes, of course, there's gonna be a middle line. I still do not want to live like completely broke. Of course, I want some you know, some luxury, of course. But like, there's like a middle line. You do not need to do stupid things every day. Like, for me, I think it's better to just set these stupid purchases as like put them as far away in the future as possible, and just not do them right now. Just save it up. Just save it up in the market. If you're gonna buy a Ferrari now, for example, well, if you're gonna buy it with Bitcoin, probably in 10 years time, the Bitcoin price 10x's, right? So, I mean, that's basically 10 Ferraris. That's basically, you would have had 10 Ferraris for free for the price of one. Just think about it in that way, you know? In the end of the day, maybe what we're seeing now, we're seeing slight dumps, but in the end of the day, just accumulate long term. Now, one thing I was thinking was actually very interesting during this little bit of euphoria moment, not right now during this dump. Nobody would care anymore right now. But I think this was actually pretty interesting 6 hours ago. Pudgy Penguins was bought for 120 ETH. 120 ETH, and that's 440,000 US dollars. Pretty crazy that these numbers are starting to return to crypto again. Also, the Basie Bored Ape Yacht Club floor is still pretty high. It is still pretty high relatively. Also, the CryptoPunks floor is starting to increase slowly again. So I think we're definitely seeing something, that retail is going to be returning, that euphoria is going to be returning, and I think these numbers are just going to be indicating the beginning. I just think this is only going to be the beginning, and we're going to be seeing a lot more like this stuff over here. And also, this is one of the great things why Pudgy Penguin's token is also increasing this much, and Pudgy is also holding up pretty strong. I mean, it's been a top performer, top gainer in the last couple of, this rally over here. Seeing a bit of a dip right now. I mean, do with this whatever you want, right? In the end of the day, I'm not sure if it's going to be a good buying opportunity, but I do know in crypto generally, it's better to buy the winners, and because the winners will keep on winning. That's what I found in crypto. Anyways, this graph is also pretty interesting. I do not think we're gonna go still and see this many parabolic gains, especially not for Bitcoin, because we're seeing the Bitcoin chart over here. Or actually, are we seeing the altcoin market here? It does look actually like the Bitcoin market. It does look like the... No, Bitcoin moved way higher already. So this is indeed the altcoin market. So it's a third expansion signal in history of the altcoin market. The other two stand in near vertical for 12 months. Do I think we're gonna see this much gains? No, I don't think so. But like I'm explaining a lot more often, usually crypto history doesn't exactly repeat, but it certainly rhymes. Let's see. I definitely do think the coming 6 months for altcoins can be very bullish. 6 months around that, I just think the altcoin market can be extending a little bit further than Bitcoin can for this cycle. I think we're just going to be seeing a bit more euphoria than last cycle, extending a little bit more euphoria. Now on top of that, also Ethereum TVL hit a yearly high of 83 billion. Absolutely crazy. In my opinion, absolutely crazy. Nothing else to say. Now, I do know there's an unlock coming up, but that was only like $4 billion US dollars, right? There's literally an 83 billion US dollar value locked, total value locked. There's literally so much buying pressure coming in. And also, if there's a 4 billion US dollar unlock, it doesn't mean these unlocks are gonna get sold straight away. Okay, that isn't how the market is working. Doesn't mean it needs to get sold straight away. On top of that, when you're scared to buy, it's probably the bottom. When you're scared to sell, it's probably the top. That's basically, and I think it works. It's pretty well. It's a pretty good quote for this timing in the market right now. Guys, if you're scared to buy right now, or if you're going to see a dip even lower, if we're going to be headed even lower, and if you're going to be scared to buy, it's probably the bottom. Same way as if you're scared to sell because you think, oh, it will probably just continue to go up. It will probably just continue to, moon. If you're scared to sell, well, it's probably the top, That's the thing. That's how crypto works. And if you're feeling for yourself, I cannot say it. I can say for me, I'm pretty comfortable because I've got conviction and the data. But if you for yourself see that you're scared to buy at these current prices, but deep down it's going to be a good time to buy, well, probably it's going to be a bottom. So yeah, that's a pretty interesting quote, and it goes very well with the current market. Now also BNB has hit an all-time high today. I'm actually interested to see where is it currently standing at. It must be showing some more strength now because of this news, because of the all-time high. 1 month, yeah. It's been seeing a slight pullback over here, but nothing that big. So yeah, BNB is still holding up quite well. I think it's gonna be smart to be buying up the strength, to be really loading up on the strength. I think the strength right now during this dip will really be blasting off during the next move to the upside. By the way, guys, make sure to smash up the like button. But yeah, really, buying strength is generally the good thing to do. Let me check up on my cam what the battery percentage on it is. All right, so my cam just died. But I'll be putting it in the charger right now, and then let's continue. While Ethereum is bouncing slowly, let's have a look. All right. There we go. So yeah, lastly, some people are still gonna be bearish on ETH. But like, if you have a look into the statistics, like what's happening all behind the scenes, I mean, BlackRock buying major amounts, then the adoption with stablecoins, etc., the fundamental developments, all of the metrics for Ethereum going up, like total value locked, total value staked, balance reserve on exchanges decreasing massively. And then you've got like actual companies building on Ethereum, like Robinhood, JP Morgan, Stripe, PayPal, BlackRock, Sony, Visa, Fidelity, Starbucks, Nike, Adidas, MasterCard, Reddit, Ernst & Young, Shopify, and more. Like, it is the layer with the most amount of development. Ethereum is literally the layer with the most amount of development. If people are saying like, Solana is gonna take over, has got Solana as much development going on behind the scenes as Ethereum? Well, no, not really. Yes, there's some development, there's some adoption. There's definitely adoption, I'm not in Solana bear. That's the thing. I'm still long on Solana with 40k margin. I still hold a lot of Solana in my portfolio. But I'm way more bullish actually on Ethereum at the current moment. I mean, the adoption is insane. The development is insane. What's all going on is insane. Not many people are watching it. I think Ethereum is very undervalued, and I think it will explode once people will realize this. So yes, these are just some very interesting tweets in my opinion. I do not think the top is in. I'm not going to be panicking right now. Let me know if you're going to be panicking. Actually, right now 45% is buying now, 44% is waiting for lower prices, 11% is shorting now. So let's actually see. It's pretty 50-50 from who is buying now and who isn't. Are you buying because of me, or are you buying because of your own analysis? For sure, do your own analysis, guys, but it is pretty skewed to the upside. A lot of people are going to be buying now, and we are actually bouncing slightly. Let's see if we can be bouncing from this support. Let's see if we can be bouncing back above this previous support level, because yeah, previous support is going to be turning into resistance. Let's see if we can be breaking back above this box, I would say, over here. This line over here. Let's see, that's definitely going to be an interesting one. On the 1 hourly candle, we did close below. And that's also very interesting. But on the 4 hour, let's have a look. Yeah, 4 hour, it can start to look very good. Like, if we would get back above. Guys, if you've been following me for a longer time, you already know I love falling wedge patterns. I love falling wedge patterns. And in the case if we would develop one, it's going to be an amazing opportunity. What should I buy now? I don't know what you should buy, honestly. But I myself am always looking into strength. I want to be buying some strength always. 90% is absurd. Yeah. Don't think Bitcoin will see a correction of 90%. I'm buying due to my own analysis. I'm already up from the dip. Let's see. Let's see if we can break it higher. Break out from there. Oh, sorry. So You've been saying, welcome to the stream, Vicky. The machine feeds on liquidity, and now the liquidity is at 120k range, yes. Like I said, there was going to be a small pullback. Of course, it's inevitable after such a big move to the upside. It's inevitable. Maybe the fake breakout has played its game, but I don't know. Just thinking like the machine. So now the consolidation range maybe. Okay, well, yeah. Indeed, if we're going to be having a look into the liquidity, well, most definitely. I'm just going to be reloading it here live. Yeah, most definitely, majority of the liquidity is indeed sitting at the top side. Under 21k level. And this is on the 1 week. So that's looking very good. 100%. I like it a lot at the current levels. Let's refresh the funding rates. It does take some time for like the funding rates to properly like readjust, to properly like get updated. So it will be interesting to monitor that. But like we're nowhere near these peaking out levels. That's one thing I will say. By the way, guys, make sure to push up that like button. Because here we are here with 312 people and only 83 likes. We can easily smash it up. But yeah, I just think we're going to be headed higher in this market. Maybe, guys, we could be filling up that gap, but I wouldn't really mind. If we're going to be filling up that gap over here, I'm going to be buying even more for my Bitcoin position and also altcoin positions, because altcoins will follow it. Let's have a look into the Bitcoin dominance, what the Bitcoin dominance is doing now. Although, yeah, this is looking pretty. I cannot complain. Sui just needs to be moving 1% more up and we're back in a profit for Sui. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin dominance. What is it doing? Well, it's forming kind of this bear flag, isn't it? Like, let's have a look into the 4 hour. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, to see a bit of a bear flag here. That would actually be very good. And if we compare during the last cycle as well, during last cycle, we've also got many and many of these pullbacks. Oh, I can't go all the way. There we go. Oh, bar replay isn't available on the symbol. It's crazy. But yeah, if we're going to be zooming in on the daily, you can in fact see we did get some green candles, you know. I'm sure that this has been like another like bear flag probably. This has been like a bear flag here. This has been like a bear flag here. This has been like a bear flag here. Probably a lot of people were panicking during these stages for their altcoins. But yeah, in the end of the day, it's been just pretty much all good opportunities. So yeah, on the daily time frame here, getting this bear flag. Let's see. Because this is also, yeah, from this major. We are actually retesting this major level right now, no? I mean, it was resistance over here. Kind of resistance, supported and bounced from this level. And right now, we got supported, break below, retest, boom. No? Would make sense. Oh, you can't see it properly here. Supported, break below, retest, boom. Let's see. Let's see. Going to be an interesting thing in the markets. By the way, guys, for sure, make sure to join the Platinum group if you want the alpha about all of the current positions. I was waiting for Sui and Cardano. Well, they've been seeing quite a dip, right? Do you think it's a good moment to buy with 10x leverage? Well, the thing is, I'm already in the market with 10x leverage now. And on some of the positions, you're going to be getting a better entry yourself. No audio? I've missed the German bus. What do you mean? It's dumping from this resistance. Let's see. Let's see if we can still hold it. Would it be cool? So it's too late? Well, that I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Where is it too late for? I mean, I'm sitting in longs myself. You know, Bitcoin is actually still holding up quite well. It's the altcoins and ETH which are really dropping. Now, ETH is also still kind of holding up well. It's really the altcoins which are dropping the most. Why would the altcoins be dropping? Well, look at the Bitcoin dominance here. We've had such a significant move to the downside already. Of course, a little bit of a retracement is going to be likely and it's going to be to be expected. I mean, nothing ever goes up in a straight line. Nothing ever goes down in a straight line. That's just what I would say, you know? Look at how much upside we've got already. I mean, a correction was pretty much going to be inevitable. It was pretty much going to be inevitable. I've been telling this. Look, a correction is going to be inevitable, but I just do not know when it's going to be happening. We are still trading in a steep uptrend. I do not know when we're going to be seeing a correction, but it is going to be inevitable in the end of the day. Guys, 1 second. I'm go to the toilet real quick. there are some guys working in my house, so it's a little bit of background noises. Pretty unfortunate, but I guess we just need to deal with it, you know, for now. Just putting it off for a second. So, yeah, because I'm muting myself. But putting off the camera for a second so it can charge. Are we headed lower or back up? Is it a good time to buy XRP now? Well, I'm not sure. Let's have a look into the chart actually. Let's just have a look into it on CoinGecko. On CoinGecko, what is it showing? Definitely going lower, alright. Definitely seeing quite a big of a pullback. I mean, I would just say, you know, it really depends. Like, oh, you couldn't see it right. Let's load up the chart on TradingView. Wow. This is definitely like a big shakeout. Quite crazy. What are the funding rates doing on XRP here? I don't know. What were they like yesterday? All right. So XRP funding has been kind of neutral. It's been kind of similar as the whole market for the past time. But yeah, we are seeing a big flush out regardless. I mean, even though funding rates are kind of neutral, doesn't need to mean that there's no liquidity sitting below. And there's definitely a lot of liquidity right now being grabbed down below, which I would say is actually a very good thing, you know? We want these liquidity flush outs. I mean, if this is your first proper bull market, well then I understand it. You must think, okay, this is absolutely crazy. We're going to zero. It's over now. Because you would have thought that this was already a significant big dump, but then you get this, you know, on top of this. You know, I get it. Like, if this is your first bull market, then of course you would think this is the end of the world. But in the end of the day, if you've been around for longer, you of course already know this very normal. And these are the times where you want to be accumulating. Mm. Mm-hmm. Bitcoin is actually, in fact, bouncing a bit. So that's great to see, lovely to see here. It's just Ethereum and alts really lagging behind. I do think, honestly, to answer the question, XRP is in quite a good opportunity right now, if I'm being honest. Hmm. Like, yeah. Hmm. Into all-time highs. You know, on a daily, this actually looks very good, not gonna lie, right? Mm-hmm. This is very nice. This is exactly the kind of stuff you want to see. Now, reason why I'm not gonna be longing it now is gonna be because I'm kind of good with my alts now. I've got going on now, and I want even more margin left for in the case that if the market is indeed gonna drop lower. Now I don't think we're gonna drop that much lower, if I'm being honest myself. But you know, you need to be prepared for the scenario if it would happen. You always need to be prepared. You do not want to like really get liquidated. You always want to be prepared for that scenario. Yeah. A 50% correction, I don't think it's gonna happen. Here, 50% would put us at 1800. Hmm. What's the stock market doing? The stock market is actually up. The stock market is actually up. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a huge trap, guys. If I'm being honest. a head and shoulders pattern. Where would you see an head and shoulder? Yeah, all right, here. You mean like this? Like this. I mean, yeah, let's have a look into the price target. In that case, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be back at 3.4k. Now, in the case if we would extend even further, here, these are gonna be my like lowest targets. I was eating a wrap. Shaking. That's crazy. Positions. Well, I think it's all fine. I think my positions are all fine. So yeah, I've added a little bit of margin. Let's check up. Only my Sui got entered, no? Yeah, Sui. Yeah, only Sui entered. It is pretty unfortunate. Literally, literally, Bitcoin is almost back at break even now. Which I think just goes to show. Which I think is kind of crazy. This is crazy. Let's see if ETH can break above this resistance. That would be crazy. Then, guys, this would be like a crazy liquidity grab we have seen over here. Really gonna be interesting. Let's have a look into a few comments. Can you check SPK? It's like a small cap, right? So not really right now. I just sold off Cardano too. Yeah, you need to manage your risk always. On 4 hour with volume door up. Yeah, nice. Yeah, never go all in. I mean, I even said it right. Even if you think 100% it's gonna move up, still don't buy everything because there's always gonna be like a chance that we're gonna move lower, you know? How many percent is my battery? Isn't there plenty liquidity in short positions? Yeah, here, this is the Bitcoin liquidity heat map. All of the liquidity is, in fact, yeah, sitting at the top side. It's trying to break back up. Let's see. also at 115. Yeah, but 3 week it's kind of different. Yeah, you know, it takes a lot to move it all the way down there. If it's about look liquidity, usually we move to the place where the majority of the liquidity is sitting at. So if it's all sitting at the top side, it's gonna be more likely that the market's gonna push there. Because what happens, like if this liquidity gets squeezed out, like all of these positions will need to rebuy their contracts, which if it's first a short position, then they'll buy back their position probably and get liquidated. And then it's going to push up the price even further. And that's what the market makers want. Because then, like essentially, they've been buying. Then eventually they're going to get squeezed out. And the price moves up even higher. And then they can sell on that, you know? Guys, we have another comment on YouTube. There is no altcoin season, it says. There's no altcoin season. Guys, there's gonna be no alt season. This is all just fake. It's really not dumping. Well, a lot of people are panicking, man. I'm not worried at all myself either, but uh, yeah, I'm gonna scale out of my position heavily. But Bitcoin hits 130. Like, yeah, you can scale out of Bitcoin, but I think ETH is gonna be going higher anyway this cycle. So still will go to like new all-time highs. $38.50. That's nice. Very nice. It's a healthy correction. If anything, it needs, like you said, but market crash is wild. Take that thumbnail off. I don't even remember what I said on the thumbnail, but like maybe like on the YouTube title thumbnail, it's gonna say like market crash, but in reality, like this is not a crash indeed. It's crazy how fast actually Bitcoin is now recovering, or looks to be recovering at least. I mean, we're basically already back at where we started pretty much today, like at 12, you know? We're pretty much already back. Like, it's just the altcoins being stubborn, but it's like completely normal, right? After such a move to the upside, it's completely normal to see a small rejection, small retracement for the Bitcoin dominance. It's actually trying to be breaking back above. Let's see. Because I definitely do want a rejection from this level here. I would like to see a rejection from this level. How many days do you think this will end? Well, I think this week is just going to be a weekly consolidation candle. Maybe next week as well, with just a grab above and then back below, back inside the range. And then after that, I think still it will slowly grind up here, probably. And then after that, so then probably like August or so, then see the real breakout, you know? Like in between here, it would be looking something like this, you know? This would make a lot of sense, something like this. But yeah, then again, like, if we're gonna break this range here, if we're gonna break below this support here, 3,500, then yeah, then it's going to be 3,300 next. Like maybe a liquidity grab, you know? But really the 3,300 is gonna be next if we lose. And after that, yeah, maybe 3,200, 3,150, this range here. And then after that, all the way back to 3K. But I don't think that's likely at all. These are going to be the levels. Let's see what Bitcoin is going to be doing. Dumping again. I keep my positions and short Pengu since it's really overvalued. Well, I wouldn't short any strength because Pengu is showing strength. And yeah, I get it. Like, you're thinking, what if it reverses? And indeed, if it reverses and sees a strong pullback, then you're golden. But it's so hard to predict the top like that. It's showing strength, and most likely the winners will keep on winning. And if Pengu will continue to show this strength, which is pretty likely because it is a winner, because it's already been performing so well. Well, if it's just going to be moving to the upside even more, you're going to get absolutely wrecked. Can you start the alt season? Yeah, I'm trying to, man. I'm buying a lot. Yeah. Numbers are not visible, but I was reading it out loud, right? Is the XRP ranging back up? That's good to see, lovely. Bitcoin is as well. Trying to bounce again. Let's see. Hmm. probably another boring day. Yeah, probably I do think so. I don't to be honest, like yeah, I don't think we will dump that much lower. If we do, I think these are the levels for ETH to look out for. Quite honestly, I don't think we should be getting worried over here. This is not going to be the time to be panicking. It's going to be giving us only good opportunities for alts, especially with Bitcoin dominance pumping back up now. I think it's going to be giving us some good opportunities. Anyways, yeah, with that being said, I do think it would be good to end the live stream already here. A little bit of a shorter one today, but tomorrow I'll be back with a marathon. And if anything significant happens, I'll for sure update you in the private Telegram group, Platinum group. First link is down below. It's absolutely for free to join. And also, by the way, this is like the time to open up the positions, not when everything is overheated and at all-time highs, but yeah, whenever everybody is panicking. And so make sure to deposit some funds at the very least already over on 2 weeks with that first link down below. Join the Platinum group. I'm going to be updating you over there. And also, if anything, yeah, absolutely crazy happens with, for example, altcoins this night still, if we dump below support like crazy, I'm gonna make a second update video on my YouTube channel, so make sure to check that one out as well. And like I'm telling you, join weeks right now. There was no other better time to do it. Right now is literally the best time, and with my link you're getting a 25% trading fee discount on already the cheapest fees out there. It's no KYC and $30,000 deposit bonus, and you can also join my group. So yeah, will be interesting to see how this will be playing out. Let's see if we can get a bounce or if we're going to be getting even more discounts. Let's see, guys. Anyways, with that being said, I'll see you and I'll be updating you guys later.